Yeah, it's okay.
Surrounds this room. Or enjoy a drink. Sorry. Cheers.
That's right.
You look lovely. I like this. I like the shoes. Why not? Oh, I can make it work. I'm sure.
So good evening, that's us done here at Fear Avon Valley. Now, we just need to explain something before we get any further. We didn't get here till late tonight. The reason being, there was a mishap. I'm not going into why I missed the plane in Ireland, but yes, I missed the plane in Ireland and then had to do a completely convoluted route home, which involved flying to a completely different airport, getting a train back to Bristol and doing whatever. Suffice to say, at 6 o'clock tonight, when Fear Avon Valley was opening, I was going past on a train, going down to Bristol to then go out to the airport to get my car to come back again. So that was a pain, especially because I could see the event opening, and I could see the fire. And it's as you go past on the train, it's like, no, I'm about 2 hours away yet. But anyway, so we got here late, and then as soon as we got here, it was time for a behind-the-scenes tour of the Exorcism of Evelyn Grace. After that, we then did the Exorcism of Evelyn Grace. We were then sat in the bar. Now, what a lot of people don't know about is what they've done is extended the story of the exorcism into a bar area next door. It's one of the two rooms, and they told us about this in the behind-the-scenes tour. And what that means is, if anyone knows without spoiling too much, obviously the sister comes flying through the window, or is pulled backwards through the window. And the bar is effectively what goes on after that. So she's still recovering. The vicar or the priest from the main show comes in and sees what's going on. And then they talk to the characters. They continue the story, and you're invited to sit down, have a drink. It's an exclusive little bar. The only way to get in that bar is either have done the exorcism show, or there are a few times you can get a golden ticket. You can get invited in by some of the Roman actors on the site. So that was really good. But then we were in there, and then we were sat with the owner for half an hour just having a chat. So always nice to have a chat with Doug on when we're at Fear. And then, of course, we suddenly realised at 9:30, 25 to 10, we hadn't actually done any attractions yet. So we raced out. Fortunately, with Fast Track, we were able to get around really quickly. So we started with Malefica, which not much had changed in there. Obviously, a couple of years ago, they changed the route round and added a few more things. We noticed quite early on, there weren't that many actors, but there were loads of compressed air jets, so like all the way through. Like you could feel them in your hair and everything. And then like the pathway goes up, down, up, down. It felt like an extended corridor there. Certainly lots of air jets. All built up to a big finale again, and some of the actors in there were pretty incredible. We then went into the House of Clowns, which was just mad. The actors were throwing themselves everywhere, and there was so much going on. Again, I remember quite a few air compressors. I don't know whether Fear Avon Valley have got a deal on air compressors this year, but there seemed lots of like squirts of air, and it was great fun, and everything was good. Now at this point, bearing in mind this now must be about sort of 9:45, 10 o'clock. What was amazing is the main event area was empty. There was hardly anybody in the event area. Now, obviously the food courts are there, the bar is there, but we wondered where everyone was. It was a sold out night and there weren't that many people in the area. Now, there wasn't a fire show going on. Now, unfortunately, we missed the fire show because obviously we were late. We were late getting there. At 8 o'clock, we were in the behind the scenes tour. Then at 9 o'clock, we were sat in the Evelyn Grace bar with the owner. 10 o'clock, by the time we got round to that, we were in, I think, Vita Nova. So unfortunately, we haven't got any video of the fire show this year, but we thought it used to go every half an hour in the past, but it was going every hour. Also, we didn't see the laser show that used to happen in the New World Order. So again, was it just bad timing on our behalf? But anyway, it was quiet in the main arena. Then we got into the New World Order. And oh my God, that was packed. It was absolutely heaving in there. They built a little stage in the middle for like the roaming actors where the doctors were roaming around. But the core, Vita Nova and X4, the queues were just out the door. It's almost like everybody at the event had done House of Clowns and Malefica, and everybody on a sold out night had gone up to do X4, the core, and Vita Nova. It was very difficult to move around up there. It was very crowded. The queues were huge. By that point, they were like 45, 50 minutes for some of them. Fortunately, as I said, we had fast tracks, so we were able to get through them. So the first one up was X4, which changed a lot over summer. It became X4 Blackout. And in that, you're given a little glow stick and you go through, all the lights are turned off and you go through. The sound is, as we said in summer, is better. It's great fun, but you don't get to see anything. You really don't see much of the sets, like the eggs or anything that's in there. So it's good for that. And it's great for the actors because the actors know where you are. Because if you're holding a glow stick, they would just use in the darkness perfectly. They've got loads of really good scares. But I think I do prefer the version with the lights on. So it'd be interesting to see what they do going forward. Sorry, I'm just a little bit of rain happening at the moment. Then the core hasn't really changed much. It wasn't the best run we had through the core. There are new waders, so at least we didn't get a wet foot like we did in the summer. But, it's still quite a unique experience. But having done, we'll still go back to, because we've done the below in Wallaby Holland, I think I prefer that to X4, but it's still great and unique for this country. Finally, Vita Nova is... bearing in mind that maze has been around for a long, long time because it was the difference engine at York Maze for a good few years and then moved over here. I had a bit of a revamp along the way. It still works with the confusion, the separation. You won't end up... You won't go through it with the group you were in. You might actually go through it alone. I ended up with it in the middle of some other group of people. Some great scares, some great jumps in there, and it's always a fun experience. So then when we came out of there, there were some Roman actors again in the New World Order area, but it was so busy there, it was hard to see them. There were a few Roman actors in the main arena, Trixie and Chunk, but there just didn't seem as much engagement as we've seen in previous years. And as I said, that could be because we got there late and we were rushing, so as I say, we missed the shows and everything. But it was a strange night for us at Fear. We're normally there at 6 o'clock when they open, and can be a bit more relaxed about what we're doing. It was strange because we were late there today. There just felt like a different atmosphere to how it is normally in the park. I think it probably doesn't help there aren't any new attractions for this year. So although we were told in the behind the scenes that it was definitely time for the Exorcism to go, it was the last year. And even then, the behind the scenes tour was really interesting at quite how basically that show is run. But so we know for next year, the Exorcism of Evelyn Grace will be going. I think the park will probably need to get another new attraction. If they're going to keep the 5 they've got at the moment, they'll either put another one in or replace one of them. I wouldn't say the park felt stale, but there was nothing new and different in any of the attractions that we haven't already done before. But you know, it was sold out. It was popular. Everyone seemed to be having fun. So yeah, it wasn't our strongest night at Fear Avon Valley, but we still had a really good time. So with that, we are going to sign off. I am exhausted from all my travels and the issue with my plane and everything. So yeah, hopefully next year I will not be coming back on a plane and I will not be missing my flight, and I will actually be here in time and we will enjoy it some more. So with that, we are going to sign off, and we've got more things to do tomorrow. So we will see you at the next event.